Well, we're practicing positive spiritual living here at Unity Center of Pittsburgh. And our vision, this is what we see for the world. We envision a spiritually awakened world flowing with divine love. And I wanted to let you know that, yes, you are here, and I'm so excited to see all of you, your wonderfully shining faces, but we also are broadcasting on our Zoom link, and perhaps that's what that was about that we just heard. So, let's start with a song. I believe it's Down by the Riverside.
My burdens down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna let my Christ light shine. 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 Down by the riverside. I'm gonna conquer my weakness. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. I'm gonna conquer my weakness. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. I'm gonna let my Christ light shine. 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 Down by the riverside. I'm gonna open my heart to God. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. I'm gonna open my heart to God. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Yeah, I'm gonna let my Christ light shine. 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 Down by the riverside.
Thank you. That was Marco Reed and Mila Shadell. And we love them. We'll be hearing a whole lot more from them real soon. But let's start our time together with prayer. You know, prayer is foundational in Unity. We know that it works. We've proven it. Others have too. We're not claiming the only stream to prayer. Anyone can do it. But we do it in such a way that we use our specific powers to envision the futures that we see. And as the song said, we lay those other things down and watch them flow away. So, as we open ourselves to this day and this moment, we know that we are children of God. We know that we are divinely implanted with beauty and goodness, kindness, and that each one of us is very, very special. Each one of us has a task, a job, something that will fulfill them in this life. We come together to unite ourselves in prayer because Jesus said that's a good idea. Wherever two or more are gathered, we increase the consciousness and we increase the energy. So that's why we're here, and we are so grateful. Amen. How about another song?
this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes to see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Beautiful. It's now time to light the Christ candle. So every Sunday we do this little symbolic gesture. We light a candle, a single candle, and we do it to symbolize the light that shines in each one of us. It doesn't seem so significant at times, but it's real and it's true and it symbolizes your God self. And as we do that, let's read with me our unity principles. God is the source and creator of all. There is no other enduring power. God is good and present everywhere. We are spiritual beings created in God's image. The Spirit of God lives within each person. Therefore, all people are inherently good. We create our life experiences through our way of thinking. Through prayer and meditation, we increase our conscious contact with God, bringing forth love, wisdom, health, prosperity, and everything good. Knowledge of these spiritual principles is not enough. We must live them. Let that echo one more time. We must live them. Okay. One more song, huh? Beautiful, powerful, bountiful. Of course, that's what we are.
Spirit, we are beautiful. Spirit, we are beautiful. Here in the light that surrounds us, we are beautiful. Spirit, we are powerful. Spirit, we are powerful, trusting in the mind that guides us. We are powerful. Spirit, we are bountiful. Spirit, we are bountiful. Thank you for the life that sustains us. We are bountiful. Spirit, we are beautiful. Spirit, we are beautiful. Here in the light that surrounds us, we are beautiful. Spirit, we are powerful. Spirit, we are powerful, trusting in the mind that guides us. We are powerful. Spirit, we are bountiful. Spirit, we are bountiful. Thank you for the life that sustains us. We are bountiful. Spirit, beautiful. Spirit, powerful. Spirit, beautiful. Spirit, bountiful.
Indeed. Another prayer, and so it is. I'd like to introduce our friend Jan Kalin, who will present for us the daily word.
Good morning. So today's daily word is release. Releasing the past, I make room for the future. My life experiences have provided me with many gifts, from joyous to painful. I have taken something from each one, a nugget of wisdom, understanding, solace. That has helped me evolve into the person I am today. I am always growing, always changing. With gratitude, I receive the blessings while letting the painful memories go. I have no room for regret and do not dwell on things I have no power to change. As I release unwanted thoughts and unpleasant memories, I free myself to enjoy new experiences and create beautiful, lasting memories. With an uncluttered mind and an unburdened heart, I embrace the present moment and eagerly create my bright, beautiful future. And from Ecclesiastes, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away. So I invite you to join me in repeating with me our statement. So let's do this together. Releasing the past, I make room for the future. Releasing the past, I make room for the future. Releasing the past, I make room for the future. Yeah. Now let's go on to our blessing for the children. Bring into your mind the children in your lives, family, and friends. Hold in your heart the children you know and love. Feel that love expand to every child throughout the world. May all children know and share God's love, to move confidently through their own divine selves, full of imagination, creativity, and love. May they receive praise, gratitude, and encouragement, and always be loved as their true spiritual selves. And may they learn to release the past and make room for their future too. We recognize and honor all children everywhere. We send our light and love to every child and bless them as the true light of God. Thank you.
Thank you, Jan. And now we come to that portion where we think of others as well as ourselves. If there is a need, an issue that you're carrying, or if you promise to pray for someone, this is our time to pull those intentions together. And it's as if you were writing them down. Oh, I need to remember to be careful about that. Hold my thoughts, the highest thoughts I can about that person experiencing that need. So bring those needs for prosperity or relationship, housing, social connections. For we are bounteous. And when we hold our intentions together and see them blossoming into goodness, into whole functioning, into right relationships, into good spaces, we see them out picture. And perhaps see it one more time. See your friend whole. See your aching body part functioning, healed and well. See that burden that you're carrying dissolve into good spaces. And so it is. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
With that, let's settle ourselves in our chairs. We're about to start our meditation together. This is our time to settle in. Feel yourselves balanced in the chair with your feet firmly planted and your hands still and rested. We're going to seek to get quiet and peaceful so that spirit can enter in. So I invite you to take a good breath and feel your backbones stretch up a little. And then on the release, on the breath out, settle into your chair. Let's do that one more time. And release worry lines, release the hands, release any tension you might be carrying. As we say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for being here with me, as me. For each of us is fully inspirited. Yes, we are fully human, but we're also fully divine as we tap into that source of our being and let it speak to us. And as we do our in-breath and out-breath, let us notice if our minds are wandering. That's okay. That's what minds do. We try to bring back our thinking minds to the breath. And just watch that breath come in. The Spirit is entering. And maybe direct that outflow to a part of the body that needs it. For just as we sang today that we are laying down our burdens by the riverside, we can watch them float away. Burdens like worry and concern over what people think, concern over what we wear, how we speak. For we are God's child, fully ready to express that God self. Notice that your heart is beating, even though you didn't ask it to. And the blood is circulating without our caring one way or another. We are fully functioning. We are gifts. So let us open our hearts as we open our minds to that spirit energy. And if you can feel the heartbeat of your heart, perhaps place your hand on your heart and notice how wondrous you are. For we are in the flow, the divine flow. It is only the restrictions that this world puts on us, that clouds our vision and does not allow us to see things clearly. It's memories and wounds that don't allow us to think of ourselves as the divine beings that we are. So as if we are down by that riverside, we let go of regrets. We let go of guilt. We just see it floating away on that river. All those things we do not need that hold us back. The unkind comments said by someone in a schoolyard how many years ago? We let them go. The judgments, the opinions, that's not who we are. And on the next inhale, let it be a big one. We feel spirit entering into us, invigorating ourselves, charging ourselves, allowing all that chemistry that's within to function perfectly, including the clearing of old thoughts, unkindnesses, and burdens. And as we are nourished by this process of going within and drinking in spirit in the silence, we realize that we have no room for regret. Our difficulties are here to challenge us to grow. And to bloom. So let's breathe a few more good breaths. And as the air comes in, notice that it's a little cooler, more refreshing than it had been. And as the air is expelled, notice that it's quiet, as the clutter has been moved away. And in the next 2 breaths, let's remember that we are here to make our difference in this world, to do God's work, whatever that might be. So on the next breath and exhale, let your corners of your mouth curve up just a bit as we open our eyes and come back to this room, full of grace, knowing that we are love. And so it is. All right. Thank you. Let's have this wondrous song.
If your heart is restless from waiting so long, if you're tired and weary and you can't go on, if a distant dream is calling you, and there's just one thing you can do, follow that dream wherever it may I've been searching for a heart that's free, searching for someone to search with me. I need a love I can trust. Together we'll search for the things that come to us in dreams, wherever they may be. Come on, follow that dream to find the love you need. Come on and follow that dream. Has the right to live, the right to chances, to give what they have to give, the right to fight for things they believe, for the things that come to them in dreams. You follow that dream wherever it may lead. Come on and follow that dream to find the love you need. Come on and follow that dream wherever it may lead. Come on and follow that dream to find the love you need. Come on and follow that dream. Come on and follow that dream. Come on and follow that dream.
I would love to introduce our good friend and leader, one of our leaders, Robin Walsh, who will give us the message today. And coincidentally, it's on the creative spirit. Yes, here we go, Robin.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Nice to be here. Nice to see you all. So the first thing that comes into my mind as I'm preparing this talk is, how do I define God? Which I find tricky. There's so many different ways God is defined. And if we're made in the image and likeness of God, what exactly am I emulating? Lessons in Truth talks about God as being a fountainhead and a wellspring, and every example we see in life of love and wisdom is God pressing forth into the manifested world. There's Rumi, the great Sufi poet, thought that all expressions of love, whether it's love of the beautiful flowers in the field or romantic love, all of that was God and divine. There is the Hindu idea of Leela, or divine play, which is the creator has disappeared inside of the creation, is all of us, has taken a part, is playing all the parts, like Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. God is in everybody, enacting all of the roles and entertaining itself in this whole experience. And life is a divine kaleidoscope, and with each turn of the wheel, the sands shift and form another picture, while God is endlessly exploring all these different roles. One of the things I liked, I read in a book by Thich Nhat Hanh, the wonderful Buddhist monk, this description of what happened to the japonica flowers they needed for a certain festival that were killed in a frost the night before, and another monk was very upset about it, and Thich Nhat Hanh was like, it's okay. When conditions are right, again, the flowers will manifest again. This is the nature of God and the universe and spirituality, and I loved that. For me, it goes along with quantum physics and energy never being destroyed, and my awareness, what I see is that our brilliant energy, the eternal energy, can't be contained forever in these physical forms. We burn them out. But our essence, the essence of the japonica flower, of me, of you, of the tree, it's not going anywhere. When conditions are right, it manifests into the visible again. And it won't be, Thich Nhat Hanh said, it's not exactly the same japonica flower that you saw yesterday on that tree or that bush. It will be slightly different, because that's the nature of life and God. Endlessly creative. No two fingerprints alike, right? They estimate no two snowflakes are the same, although we know that nobody's been ever to capture every single snowflake to look at it, right? But that's the essence. So there's all these wonderful ways of looking at it. My neighborhood kids growing up, they weren't allowed to sing or dance or play on Sunday because the image of God in their house was very stern and serious. And I have to admit that with my upbringing and with some of the puritanical views that are still present, I think, in our culture, there's a little bit of that still present in my own psyche that I have to look out for. Yes, no matter how much I reprogram myself, no matter how much intellectually I know that's not my vision, I can catch it creeping in sometimes. What if instead of thinking we shouldn't play or dance on Sunday, we should be seriously contemplative, what if instead we played like crazy? What if we made stuff? What if we said, it's Sunday, we have to try a new recipe? Open YouTube and find a tutorial on tap dancing and get busy. Find a new path, one you've never been on before. Get out the Play-Doh or the clay. It is Sunday. It is our day to worship the great Creator. Doesn't that make more sense? It certainly sounds like more fun to me. Or it says that's how we worship or worthship. As Bobbi mentioned a few weeks ago, Eric Butterworth, a great Unity teacher, said, I loved that, finding my worthship in my worship by doing all of these wonderful, enlivening, joyful, creative things in memory, in honor, in connection with the great Creator, in whose image and likeness, perhaps, I am made. James Dillett Freeman, who was a poet for Unity, said Jesus was a poet. When he was describing faith, he said it's like a mustard seed. When he was asked to describe the kingdom of heaven, he said it's like a little leaven hidden in a loaf of bread. He used metaphors. He taught in parables. That's the language of art and poetry, of the imagination. Einstein, let's go with the scientist now. He said that every human being should ask themselves, is this a friendly universe? And that your answer to that question will determine your life. Psych Central says that engaging in different art forms provides an outlet to process and ease the symptoms of depression and other mental illnesses. According to the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, I love that there is such a place, first of all, more awe equals better health. Scientifically proven. Some of the benefits, it increases our feelings of connectedness. It boosts our mood, it decreases markers of inflammation, it enhances your critical thinking. And this is one of my favorites, it makes you feel like you have more time. So by, fighting with that puritanical God I still have inside and saying, yes, I'm going to spend my time doing something fun and going somewhere amazing instead of cutting my grass, I will actually experience having more time instead of less. Jim Rosemergy, who was a Unity minister, said, love doesn't need to be added to us. We don't need to find it. It's our nature. But we don't really experience it or truly come alive until love overflows from within us. Is that the most beautiful thing? To me, that's creativity. Don't you feel that? Did you ever listen to a great singer hit the high notes in the aria and you're just like, or watch a gymnast stick that routine and every cell in your body vibrates with it? It's overflowing when you feel like, I've got to sing, I've got to dance, I've got to plant something, I've got to go somewhere beautiful. When you are somewhere beautiful, you got to grab onto someone next to you and say, look, look, see. That's love, that's creativity, that's our nature. The poet Yeats said, the world is full of magic things, patiently waiting for our senses to grow sharper. Did you know there are over 450 kinds of pink flowers? Now, my puritanical brain would be saying, oh, come on, get over it. So much pink, really? Do we need that? That's frivolous. Let's get down to work and make something meaningful. But the great creator has 450 kinds that we know of. Not concerned about that frivolity. There are the Big Think website estimated in June that there were between 6 and 20 trillion galaxies. Does your concept of God and yourself in the image and likeness of God create anything that vast at this point yet? Can you expand to allow that? Do you know there's 32,000 different species of tropical fish that have been identified, and they're identifying more every day? If you're in creative engagement with life, it still gets stopped with judgmental thoughts, worries, lack of energy. I'll confess mine does. Yeah. You might be believing that the universe is not a friendly place, which means you think Einstein was a hack. Yeah? You might be creating a judgmental God out of your own fear instead of the one that has 20 trillion galaxies and 450 pink flowers. Think of this. God made aardvarks, armadillos, warthogs, rhinoceroses. Do I really need to worry that I might create something that's ugly or a little weird? Should I be worried about being too flashy or drawing too much attention to myself? Have you seen a toucan? And tropical flowers? Or maybe, yes, I'm too dull. I'm just not interesting enough. I was recently in the desert ghost ranch where Georgia O'Keeffe painted a lot of her flowers in New Mexico, gorgeous, or there's a quiet brown wren. Are you really too dull and colorless? If we have, which we do, 369,000 flowering plants on Earth, should we worry that what we're doing has been done before and therefore it really isn't worth the effort? There's no need for it. The Creator clearly does not agree. There's all kinds of creative success stories. One of my favorites is the guy that got kicked out of art school when they're trying to create the paintings of the masters to learn from them. They're like, you're never going to be Michelangelo. You're never going to be Rembrandt. And it was true, and he was so depressed. He sat in his garage, which was a quiet place. It was rodent infested, and continued to draw and paint. Because he couldn't paint like Rembrandt, but he could draw mice. He was Walt Disney. Beyonce lost on Star Search. Steven Spielberg was kicked out of film school. He wasn't allowed to get into film school. He was rejected 3 times. You don't have it. We're not going to let you come here. If for older people like me, if you know Meryl Streep and Sophie's Choice, her big breakout movie that she won the Academy Award for, the producers were like, no, we don't want her. We got to get Suzanne Summers from Three's Company. That's who would be great in this part. Yes, Shakespeare was considered a hack by his contemporary playwrights. So who am I to be creative? Who am I not to be? Whose image and likeness am I created in anyway? Am I creating myself in the image and likeness, the reflection of the junior high kids who made fun of me at the dance? Am I going to continue to recreate myself in that image of those poor people who were projecting their fear? And I'm going to keep projecting it onto myself and the world and the possibilities? Am I going to keep projecting the parent or teacher that seemed impossible to please? It might not have even been that. Or am I going to allow myself to see myself in God's image? Shelley Carlson, who has a PhD and teaches at Harvard, where they've done all this great brain science, where they map the parts of the brain that light up during different creative processes. I love this. She has a great book called Your Creative Brain. And one of the things she says, she's talking about the prefrontal lobes. She says, like over-involved parents, the executive and judgment centers of your authoritarian prefrontal lobes may be keeping your best insights and ideas away from you. This happens for 2 reasons. One, when you open the doors here, we need these judgment centers, right? But we have to let them take over in our culture. That's all that matters, right? Oh, all those frivolous pink flowers. Shut up in there already, right? The other back parts of the brain, the mind, the rest of our system, those ideas can't come flooding up because we sometimes can get swamped by them and we won't be as efficient. The other thing is, those prefrontal lobes, they do not like to lose control. And that reminds me so much of the jealous, controlling views of God, of fear-based religion. It's like, the front of my brain is the Old Testament God. Can come in handy when you need to get things done. Yes? The back of my brain is Jesus. Go apart by yourselves and pray for a while. Do that meditation. This will relax. These ideas can come forward. Right? What happens... she calls it an absorb brain set, a connect brain set, when these different parts of your mind are lighting up, is the ability to absorb information non-judgmentally, just like Jesus. Not judging yourself, others, or your ideas. There's no right, there's no wrong, good or bad. I thought, isn't that a return to the Garden of Eden? Isn't that how it's described? Before we got the knowledge of good and evil, and became ashamed. It's mindfulness, it's trance states. There's an attraction to novelty that releases dopamine, allows you to see new connections and oneness and synchronicities that you aren't aware of when you're just operating in the, I don't want any of that other stuff, just let's get it done state. Being creative doesn't mean you have to write the great American novel. Doesn't mean you even have to create something called art, which can be intimidating. It's not a rarefied intellectual thing. It's intensified, brilliant life. It's an incredible, amazing spiritual practice. We need and like some patterns and routines, but we will dwindle without newness and variety thrown in. First, you start by being empty, being a beginner. You can't learn anything new or discover anything new if you already know it all. How do you think Jesus and Buddha made profound spiritual discoveries? They had to be willing to soften around what everybody else already believed. Second, ask yourself the right questions. There was an auto plant managers who wanted to ask their employees and did, how can we improve our product or efficiency? They got 0 responses. They changed the question to how can we make your job easier? And they were inundated with responses. So if you're not getting creative juice, change the question you're asking yourself. Third, the creative brain, the brain science from Harvard people, are recommending to use I am statements, just like we do in Unity. Isn't that fabulous? They have this long list of them you identify, but you don't always use the same ones. Pick 3 every single morning. Say them aloud to yourself. What do you need to remember? Some that worked for me that I had forgotten is I am curious. I am delighted by nature. I am delighted by color and texture. Pick 3 every morning to remind yourself, and you're more likely to go out and find that. Fourth, feed your imagination good food. Take artist breaks, artist dates, Julia Cameron calls them. She wrote The Artist's Way, which is where every week you go somewhere, go in nature, visit a junk shop, take a class, go dancing. You know, you can do Scottish dancing in Pittsburgh, or Irish dancing, or square dancing. Get together with a group and start a monthly craft thing. Go to the farmer's market instead of the grocery store. Walk a different way to work. Do something different on lunch. Add smoked paprika to your scrambled eggs. You know, anything. It doesn't have to be huge. 5, use the power of groups and commitment. You're more likely to get excited and move forward when 2 or more are gathered, right? So if you can't have trouble starting something new, start a brainstorming group. Get together once a month. Say, I'm interested in herbs. Let's start an herbology group. Once a month, we'll get together. I'm doing passion flower. I'll look for recipes or come up with a craft or find a folklore, and we'll just get together at my house. We'll have some snacks, we'll talk about passion flower, and then we'll do something else next week at somebody else's house, right? Use the power of the group. 6th, stay present. Be in the now, be more interested in the doing than, oh yes, I'm a novelist. I keep picturing myself winning that award instead of being in rehearsal, seeing the other people, pulling out the clay, being in the moment. 7, have faith and cultivate joy. Those are our 7 days of creation. There's a beautiful coral snapdragon that is growing out of the asphalt in front of my house on the street. And why? Because it didn't know it was impossible. I know it's impossible. I'm looking at it saying, what are you rooted in? There's no dirt under there. There's no puddle. What are you doing for water? You're going to get crushed by a car. Why are you growing there? If it was me and my thoughts, that flower wouldn't be there. But fortunately, it's not. All it needed was something to root itself in and something to reach for. It's not worried about everything that might go wrong. It's focused on the sun. And that's what I have to remember. When I'm inundated with all the reasons why something won't work, it's like, yeah. The mind will supply it for me. The sun, the sun, the sun. I love the sun. I love herbology. I love exploring new things. I'm so curious about this. Remind yourself to focus on the sun. If that flower can do it, so can we. So get quiet, fill the well, be open to novelty and delight, come together with others, exercise faith, and create something just for joy. Take in the beauty of creation. That's part of being creative too. Create in the image and likeness of our amazing, humorous, whimsical, profound, awe-inspiring, and varied maker. Come into your inheritance, claim your birthright, and tap into pure, refreshing joy. And remind me to do the same. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Robin. Did you know you were coming for your own creative enhancement? You know, at Unity, we pride ourselves in connecting with spirit. Therefore, we know that when we come here, there's always a kernel of something that each person can take home with them. Well, Robin, you just gave us a myriad of of crystals, of gems and seeds. And we thank you. Well, it's time now to be part of the flow in an actual way, in a tangible way. We call this our prosperity practice. It's what helps us be prosperous individually. So what we're talking about is being in the flow of life. And when we give something to somebody else, we're in the flow, and things will come to us. Well, just in like manner, the Unity Center of Pittsburgh is here giving and receiving. It's time to pass out our offerings. So we call this our prosperity practice, and we say, as the ushers will be collecting our gifts, as you hold your gifts in your hands, or visualize how you gave online last month or something. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. So as those gifts are being collected, we have another song. Spirit is in this place. Ain't it true?
We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love, yeah. 'Cause Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of praise. We affirm our life is sacred. We declare that peace is here. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. Oh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place.
It's the truth. You can feel it. You can feel the Spirit in this place. let's have a few announcements just so we keep ourselves knowing what's happening and we can show up when we need to for more spirit, right? And one of the things we're looking for is for a few volunteers to help us clean up our outside. Sometimes our parking lot gets a little filled with debris. If you notice, or if you want to sign up for the committee that does that sort of thing, please do. There's a sign-up sheet out there. Or you may have noticed also that, Julie, did you want to talk about that? Yeah. No, okay. You may have noticed that our landlord is rebuilding the fence that fell. So possibly we might be able to take a look at the outside, the back outside at some point. So just let the juices flow and think about how we might want to influence the dirt that's back there. At one point, I know we planted some shrubs and some flowers, but it's been a while. Yeah.
There is the beautification committee though, so anybody who's interested, contact him. We are definitely.
We just put a form on the website.
Excellent. There's a form on the website. There's a form for every committee on the website. Oh. Does that include the membership and outreach committee? Yes, it does. Oh. And does that include the committee for events?
It includes the fundraiser committee.
Wow. So we do have a fundraiser coming up, and I think Donna's the best person to speak to that. I know we have these sign-up sheets on the wall, and certainly before you leave today, consider signing up, but you'll be convinced of that as soon as you hear from her.
You have to do it before I start closing the door and not letting you out. Don't make me do that. 3 weeks, I will start barring the door. We have 4 weeks until our fundraiser, which is on a Saturday, the September 10th, which is always the weekend after Labor Day. Please start bringing your items for the silent auction. Remember, that's more like eBay, of which there'll be a sheet under each item, and you'll be writing down your bid and bidding for that. And also, we need to start seeing you sign up for the different things so we can get an idea of how this is coming together, like how many people for food, how many people can show up, that kind of thing. Do the different events that we're going to do. We have a lot of hosted events that people are signing up for, and the live auction. So yeah, it's coming together really fun. We need to see our progress, so please sign up or send an email to Unity. Tricia.
Don't forget August 20th. Trivia. The trivia part.
Do we have a slide?
Yeah, before that.
Oh, we went through it. Don't forget to sign up for Pittsburgh Trivia, August 20th. That'll be so much fun. Thanks, guys. Sign up over here.
And it would be lovely to have you sign up for that trivia night, but if you don't, I think you can come anyway, yeah? If that day you say, hey, nothing much going on, and I love those Unity people, they're so much fun, show up. It would be great. That's it, I think, unless someone else has, Luis, one more thing?
Yeah, we want to remind you that we're going through a very special time where the star Sirius, the star of love, the spark of love, is in alignment with our central galaxy sun and with the Earth. And the peak is tomorrow, 8/8. It's called the Lionsgate portal. And the pyramids were built to be in alignment with that light and radiate. Right? So it's a pretty special moment. It's love.
So Luis was sharing with us about the Lion's Gate portal because of the alignment of the sun and certain stars.
Yeah, it's Sirius. Sirius is the star
Sirius,
of love.
yes.
Star of love and our central galaxy sun and the Earth. You know, it's like a beautiful moment.
Ah, so take advantage of that beautiful moment. Yeah, thank you. was wondering where that energy was coming from. Thank you. And now we're ready for our closing prayer. We say the prayer of protection together, just to remember the truth of who we are. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds me. I am love. The power of God protects me. I am power. The presence of God watches over me. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Amen. Thank you so much for coming and joining our spirit, adding to it, and being this wouldn't have happened without each one of us. So thank you. Okay.